I've talked a number of times about 5-star basketball camp. For me, it was a huge priority to go there because that's where I felt like I learned the most. And they made a point of being a camp that taught. So each summer, I made a point of making sure that I had the money to go to 5-star basketball camp every summer. One of the highlights at 5-star basketball camp, not just for me, but for every other camper, was Howard Garfinkel, better known as just Garf. Garf was one of the founders of 5-star basketball camp, and God rest his soul, he died at the age of 86 in 2016. Garf was one of the highlights, not just because he had this charismatic personality, but because every time we got together as a whole camp, the camp would chant for him to shoot. This was a big deal because as an older guy, he still shot using that kind of underhanded shot. And each week, he would only ever shoot once. For all of the times that I went down to 5-star basketball camp, I never saw Garf miss, and he only ever shot once per camp. The man was a legend. But during the period that I was attending 5-star basketball camp, Garf didn't talk about himself. He always talked about one specific player, and that player's name was Steve Wojciechowski. At the time, Steve Wojciechowski was still in high school. He was about to graduate and become an All-American. Steve Wojciechowski was a 5'11" point guard who would later go on to play for Duke University, become an assistant at Duke University, and is now the head coach at Marquette. So the connection between Garf and Steve Wojciechowski, or Wojo as he's more affectionately known, is that Garf would always talk about what a workhorse Steve Wojciechowski was. And he would use Steve Wojciechowski's camp experience as the example. How he'd be up before everybody else. How he'd be going to bed later than everybody else. How he used his time to make the most of his experience at 5-star. Garf would tell those stories to hopefully motivate somebody in the audience to be the next Steve Wojciechowski. So the lesson that I hope you get from the example that Garf set for us and that Wojo set for us is that hard work is easy to see, and it's even easier to respect. But even more than that, hard work will take you a very long way.
All right, I hope you found that 60-second lesson helpful and can use it to improve your game. If you did, hit that like and subscribe button down there and visit mybasketballteacher.com to become a student of the game.